Okay, so what did you like about it?
About the
sessions.
Okay. Well, I think we definitely built duration with the cones, so that was really good. I liked that she seemed happy to do it. So we had said before she offered a little nicker once or twice, which she seems to do when she feels like, oh, okay, I got it.
The nicker of success.
Yes. So I like that she seemed to enjoy it. It's always more enjoyable to work with her when she wants to.
She was more engaged. She was really more engaged today.
Yes. Yeah. She loves to do the bow, so I like that. I like that she just offers it. She got the ankle down, which we had been down to the whole forearm
a long time ago,
right? But that's the furthest we'd gotten in a while. And then once with you, she did get the forearm mostly down, so that was exciting that she's coming back to that. Also, I like that we did the last half of the session without the collar. And she didn't crib.
That was smart on your part, yes.
So, and she didn't crib. She didn't walk away, so that was good.
And we need to remember that for future, too.
Yeah. I thought about it at first, and then wasn't thinking about it.
Well, if you don't start with it, she may leave.
Well, right, but once we did the bow, we should have taken it off. So.
Sorry for interrupting you.
No, that's okay.
Okay, so what would you change if you could change something?
Well, moist treats, so carrots and apples. Carrots are always easier for the bow too, so that is what we had been using, and I just don't have any down here. So I need to be more prepared, such is my life. So I would change that, and going to the cones instead of, so with Slim I do the he has to come to me thing, so I have to remember to switch between the horses based on what they need. Again, that's just being more prepared, thinking that through.
I think that's the hardest thing about working with multiple horses, is that you have to shift your paradigm to each horse. Even under saddle, I find that to be true. So.
But also so great, because if you always are with one horse, then
yes, absolutely,
you're going to think that it works that way for all of them. So it keeps me from getting too settled in my ways, I guess. Yeah, so I guess that's the big things I would change.
Okay. Okay.
Remembering to reward on the bow. Bow is so new for me. That I forget those pieces. So
well, even for me, it's hard to remember to tap cue, because she's already getting started, and then I'm saying target. So that is a really important piece. Tap cue, because we want her to do it on cue. Whether you then do your hand or the target or whatever, that's a hard piece to remember because things start happening fast, but it's important.
Yeah.
Okay, so for homework, what do you think your homework's going to be? What are you going to focus on?
Building up the cones so that we can get to do them under saddle, and then maybe the next time I get on her, seeing if she. What can I do that? Maybe I can't.
I would wait until I come back to help you with that. For the first time, I just tried to get her super strong by using high value treats, being really clear, backing up and staying out of the way, waiting on her to make the decision, feeding her big. Don't just give her one little dribble. Feed her big off the cone, right? And try to get this super strong in the next week or so.
Okay.
Okay.
And then using the bow as a reward for different
absolutely.
Exercises.
On the bow for your homework, what I want you to focus on, if you would, if you agree, is bringing the foot and the hand down to the ground, okay? And also being very aware of what your body is doing, because as you twist your body, she ends up kind of twisting her head to follow your hand and stuff. So be really aware of how straight can you encourage her to be, coming down in between her legs and straight back with her body. Because if she curls around to the right, like is her tendency right now, and she really gets a good bow, there's a chance she could lose her balance and fall over. And if she does that, she's not ever going to want to bow again.
Right.
Right, so you want to go slow, straight, and gradual. I'd rather have a lesser bow that's straight than a deeper bow that's crooked. However, I have found with her that when you get the deeper bow, she tends to get straighter. Right, so I wouldn't be afraid of that, you know. I just would try to be cognizant of keeping her straight as she comes back, and I would try to be cognizant of giving her something to follow, you know. So you might hand target, click feed, hand target, and then go to the bow and present your fist as a hand target down there so she has a visual to go with. It may or may not help her. I feel like it will a little bit because the target seemed to help her, but it was a lot of things to coordinate. And then when I thought, oh, she's going to do this really deep bow, now I got the target laying in the way. So your other option is if you had one of those that didn't have a dowel on it. But right now, maybe just try your hand and see if that helps. But just think everything comes down and back in one long, slow, flowy yoga line. Okay. Right? Think of it like that, like the lengthening of her spine rather than the torsion.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Take home points. feed big when you're asking for something that's new or difficult. So the cones are difficult, the bow is new again, okay? So you're gonna feed fast and furious and big for that. Lots of verbal praise, right? Make sure she's getting a click or a bridge, which is hard to remember when stuff's happening fast in the bow. And just make sure that you're keeping yourself out of the way too. So you're not up underneath her too much, because I think that's going to make you nervous. And as if you need to add one more thing to that, you can also think of your breathing as she's eating, right? So because you got that little bit of nervous spot there. So if you can think of that, but it might just help you not have that nervous spot if you just think about one treat. Now she's eating 2 treats. Now she's eating 3 treats, because that you're already doing. So breathing is a whole separate thing to think about. But I would, when she's down there, I would give her 3, 4, 5, as many treats as she'll stay down and eat. I'd give them to her. When she gets up, then you could quit, right? I wouldn't. A couple times there when she did a great bow, I fed her when she got up, even though it was quick. But that should not be the MO, right? I mean, in general, right now, I would want to feed her down and there as long as I could to build duration.
Okay.
Later, we'll worry about getting her up and feeding her up. Does that make sense? Questions? All right, so you feel like that went pretty good?
Yeah.
Okay, and just so for the camera, we added the bow in for a couple different reasons, but Laura really enjoys that. She really enjoys the tricks and that sort of thing, and sometimes, to be quite frankly honest, I think the cones can be a little boring for her and that kind of thing. So we're trying to add in some things that she can also enjoy, not just things that we're trying to do with Riley. So thanks.